Good morning, everybody. It's actually not that cold. You can see that my windows, they don't have ice on them this morning, so I guess it's warmer today. My car is honestly filthy. I didn't have a chance to clean anything up before I went to bed last night because it got dark so fast. So we're just gonna come up here, we're gonna clean everything. My car vacuum did get delivered yesterday, so I should be able to use that to clean out my car. I'm just gonna use this box as a trash can for right now. It's like 11 o'clock. I'm not sure if they will have breakfast food anymore. We'll have to go see. Luckily, they still had some breakfast burritos left over, even though it's like 11 a.m. right now. During the summer when I do this, I typically wake up when the sun comes up just because there's light in the car. But because it's so cold, I have the blanket like over my head, so I don't wake up until like 10 a.m. because it's cold and I don't see how bright it is outside. Regretfully, they didn't have any of the good flavors left, so we're stuck with, I think this is pulled pork. Okay, the next thing on our to-do list is we need to charge the battery that we have in the back. We've been using it for a couple of days, and I think it's got like 13% charge left. So we're gonna drive to the local park and we're gonna steal some public electricity. Check it out. This park is really cool. You got restrooms right there. I think there's showers in them. They've got this little patio camping thing for like, if you want to have gatherings, but they have outlets right here so we can just charge up our battery from this. All we've got to do is pull, I guess it slid around a little bit because it was over there more. I do need to find a way to actually like mount this in place so it doesn't slide around. But all we need to do is we need to take these wires off and then pull the battery out. This is one of the design goals I had when I was planning this. I want this to be portable, so that if I'm ever staying in a hotel or if I'm staying at a friend's house, I can easily pull all of my batteries out and charge them. I don't want anything to be like super stuck inside the car. And we got a 20 amp charger right here. I'm not gonna lie, it is pretty heavy. But all we need to do, put it here on the table and plug it in. This is a charger that is specifically made for lithium iron phosphate. You cannot use a regular car charger to charge this up. Lithium iron phosphate cells, they actually go up to like 14.5 volts, even though they say 12 volts. You need something that can charge up to that. Now, this thing has a really cool feature. A lot of people mention that having a lithium battery means that it'll perform worse in the cold because lithium batteries don't like the cold. What this battery has is a bunch of heaters wrapped around this. So if it gets below freezing, they'll just heat the battery up and it'll be able to stay working properly. Perfect. Now I'm gonna go use the park restroom. This park has a water spigot in case I need water for like a hose or something to wash my car. The bathrooms, I guess they're locked for the winter, rip. Regretfully, this battery is so large, it'll take like 14 hours to completely charge up. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go wait in my car because it's cold out here. I am dreading all of the stuff that we still have to do. We still have a bunch of holes that we need to drill. We need to run more wire. I need to hook up the voltage booster so I can power more power intensive things. I still have 2 more heated seats that I want to install in this seat so I can just like be warm while I'm sitting in the driver's seat. Okay, so here's the thing. I really need to go to the bathroom and I don't want to deal with putting that back inside my trunk. So I'm just going to leave the battery and the charger there. Well, we go to a bathroom at like a gas station or something. It probably won't get stolen. It's a small town in Iowa. And it's really big and heavy. And it's cold and nobody's out right now. It's probably fine. Okay, looking over there, I can see that the battery is untouched. Fantastic. Yep, the battery is still here and we have 82% charge. So we've got about 18% left to go. While we wait for the battery to charge, we're gonna come back in the car and we're gonna finish doing all of our electrical work. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna combine all of these into one wire. You can see it's just a ratty mess right now. We're gonna do this right now that it's bright enough for me to be able to see. First thing is just stripping all of the wires so we have more access to the metal copper wire inside. And of course, anybody who's been watching me for a while knows that I use my teeth to strip wires. And now, rather than just twisting some wires together and hoping that they stay, we're gonna actually use some wire connectors to make sure that they're pinched and that they don't short out. There we go, we got the wires properly connected together. Now we're gonna hide all of this messy wire stuff behind the body panel right here so that it doesn't look bad. And there we go. We have light. Oh, let's go check on the battery. I know the battery's not done charging right now, but I need the battery installed so I can actually test some of my circuits. So let's go pop this back in the trunk. It's like 90% charged. Oh, in you go. Connecting it back to the circuit is just as simple as connecting the black and red wire again. I actually don't like having to break out a screwdriver every time I want to connect or disconnect this battery. So later on in the future, I want to replace these cables with Quick Connect, which is like a plug that I plug it in and plug it out. That way I can really easily just detach the battery. There we go. All of our circuits should be live again. I want to test the Christmas lights connected to the actual battery. Plug them in and turn it on. Look at that. Okay, it looks janky as fuck right now, but somebody in the comments yesterday said that I should actually use 2 USB ports because of the amperage that's coming through here. So I'm actually splitting this up. I will put this into 2. It still works on one light switch, so the number of cables doesn't actually matter. Yeah, so now we just need to drill a hole right here and stick this light switch in the side panel. Oh, we can check out that vacuum that I got. I think I technically still have that other vacuum that I had in my last car, but that is in a big bin in New Mexico where my other car died, and I had to get a vacuum before we go up there. I'm pretty sure I bought this one because it charges with USB Type-C. My other one kind of sucks because it still uses micro USB. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, that's kind of small. The real question at the end of the day is if this is able to pick up rice, because we know that's what's really important. I gotta stuff all my bedding in the back to free up space up here. Fuck, I am really happy with this vacuum. It's sleek, it's portable, it's really powerful, and it charges with USB Type-C. Again, links for this stuff is in the description of this video, but this is really good. I think it was like 60 bucks. So it's pretty expensive as far as vacuums go, but it's much better than my last vacuum. I still don't really have a place to put my clothes because my trunk isn't clean yet. Typically I would put my clothes in my trunk in like a laundry basket, but I don't have a laundry basket, and my trunk is filthy with like all of the old stuff in there. Yeah, apparently these lights right here take up 20 watts. For all of these LEDs. Somebody in the comments, they said that this looks really ghetto, and like, I think it looks great. I think this looks super charming. I'm not gonna lie, this is super cozy. A book. Okay, yeah, I've decided that I'm not gonna do anything tonight. Just getting this thing installed was trouble enough, and it's gonna get cold. So, like, how nice is this? Somebody thinks that this looks ghetto. This looks fucking amazing. It's so comfortable in here right now. Oh, just one more thing that I thought was cool that I want to show you guys. The battery, it's Bluetooth, right? I was able to see the percentage. I'm able to see all this. I'm also able to control it, so I can turn it to where I can control the battery from here. Okay, I thought about publishing a vlog today. I decided I didn't do anything interesting today, so I'm going to publish today's vlog along with tomorrow's vlog. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Like, look at how bright this is. Look at how easy it is to see me. It's 1 a.m. right now. It is 1 a.m. and look at how well you can see me in my car right now. These lights are fucking amazing. Yes! I win. I did it. Good night. Okay, good morning, guys. I'm not sure what time it is. I should probably check. Where's my phone at? I believe it snowed last night. Let me show you what it looks like outside right now. And I am still very warm here in my car. I got up much earlier today. It's 8:30 right now. I'm pretty sure we need to move the car because they might try to plow the roads and they will tow you if your car is in the middle of the road. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. God, the inside of my windows are just so fucking wet. Oh God, it is super foggy out right now. Like, look at this. It does seem like it is beginning to snow again. Okay, so I have a really nice heater coming here on Tuesday. It's like a really big 350 watt DC heater. You plug it into your cigarette port. The problem is I need to wire more things up to the battery back there so we can carry the 20-ish amps that requires into the center console right here. So we're gonna drill out a hole. We're gonna install some of these 12-volt cigarette ports. The problem is it's really cold outside and I don't wanna leave my car. Fuck it, let's go. I need my saw blades. There we go. Okay, let's pop open the cigarette ports. We are going to be installing a couple of these things. These are probably what you're used to plugging your phone into, but this is how we're going to power most of the electronics in my car. And I want to install them right here, here, and here, probably 3 of them. So we need to drill 3 holes in the plastic. This is called a hole saw. Basically, it's a saw blade, except it's circular, and it's made for drilling holes. Get back here. We can see that this particular drill saw goes perfectly around our 12-volt port, which means this is exactly the size that we need to drill into our plastic. The thing is, I don't actually have a drill, but my brother is an electrician and he does. I just hope it runs on a battery because I don't have a place to plug it in if it uses a cable. It does run on battery. We're good. No, I've got the pilot bit. Thank you. I'll bring this back shortly. And it's charged. Cool. Let's go drill some holes in plastic. My car is forming icicles. Now we just screw the bit into the drill and we have a hole driller. Okay, I want this to be flat, flush, and then ready to go. Hey, look at that, we made it through. Then we just make sure this fits through the hole. Now to hold it in place and keep it from moving around, we're gonna screw this little nut onto the back of it, and that presses onto the back side. And boom, would you look at that? We now have a cigarette port with a little cover on it. We haven't wired it up yet, but drilling that hole left a lot of plastic little specks around, so we're gonna take out the vacuum, we're gonna clean this up. There is one more hole I want to drill. Right now we've got the light switch just kind of dangling here. I want to build this into the actual plastic. I'm not sure where we should drill though, because I need a place that's hollow enough to actually fit this. If there's a piece of metal body behind this, I can't actually stick this behind it. So I need to find a hollow place in one of this, I think maybe somewhere here in the armrest, like right here. So we're just gonna pull this panel off. Yeah, there's a bunch of water down there. That's not good. Okay, I believe this can come out now. I'm gonna try not to tear down my Christmas lights. Okay, here we go. Now we can drill a hole somewhere in here that has space. Oh, hey, yeah, actually this whole thing is basically hollow. Cool. So we can drill like right here. And just like that, we have a hole. Then we will stick our lights into that hole and then screw the nut on the back of it. And it is now firmly attached. We just need to put the panel back on and then plug the wires back in. Actually, before we do that, I'm gonna cut these wires to be shorter. Now that I know exactly where we're gonna be putting this, I know that these wires don't need to be this long. They only need to be able to reach up to there. So we're gonna cut all of this excess off. There is not a lot of excess space in my car right now. Where'd my wire headers go? They're around here somewhat. Here they are. Okay. That means I do need to put new connectors on the back ends of this wire right here. 2 connectors done. Get this guy back in place and then put the wires through it. Oh, I probably need to pick up the seat again to get this back in. Come on. Come on. You got this. It's okay. You're okay. Okay. Before we actually clip this into place, I'm going to take the wires that we just cut and I'm going to plug them into the light socket right now. 1 and then 2. And now when we put this back in, it'll be powered. And there we go. Our light switch is now built into the car. I've still got to fix the wiring to it, but go ahead and put the seat back. I still need to deal with the water underneath there, but that's not my top priority right now. Okay, you know what? Looking at this now, I think I want another cigarette port in here. If one of these is going to be powering the heater, I want another one to be able to charge my laptop and my phone. There we go. We have 2 ports installed. Now we just need to go run some wires through there to give them power. The coolest part about this is that the thing that slides in here, which has like all of my coins and whatever, it pops in right there. And it doesn't even touch any of the ports. Like Drilling all of this did not affect the inside of this at all. Now, let's go run the wires to it. Okay, so this is gonna sound a little bit confusing if you don't have any experience with electrical work, but the heater that I wanna use uses a whole bunch of electricity. And if we do this at 12 volts, which is what this battery is, if we send this 12 volts, we need to use really thick wire. Instead of doing that, we are going to use this guy right here. This is a boost converter. This will take the 12 volts and we'll turn it to 24 volts. So we can use thinner wire to be able to get the same amount of power through. So you can see how thick these wires are. That's an indication of how much power we're gonna be drawing. God, I wanna be done with this as soon as possible. It's cold outside. We'll use our wire cutters to really pinch this on. Red goes to red, black goes to black. I think this thing is rated up for 500 watts. It is definitely beefy. Always remember to be careful when you're doing this, because you'll get sparks. Okay, our fuse box and our voltage booster are both connected to the battery. We just need to run 2 more wires. Fuck, it's snowing again. I'm pretty sure we actually need to run 2 wires and have them twisted together, just because of the amount of power that we're gonna be using. Hopefully this is long enough to go there and back. Bend it in half. Cut. Okay, we need to send both of these wires through, and this will be the positive side. I crimped them together. Now we're just going to send this underneath the carpet with the other wires. Let's go pull that through. Up underneath the carpet. Let's find it. What we want to do is we want to feed this wire underneath this carpet right here. And we want to drag that all the way down through here up into the console. Regretfully, that is a bitch to do because the carpet is stuck to the floor. You can see the underbody of the car from here, actually. Next, we need to unscrew this center console so we can get underneath it with those 2 bolts right there. I don't actually have my ratchet set right now, so I'm just going to use these pliers to get the bolts out. But the pliers did work. So now, come on. Now this should be loose enough for us to be able to pull it up and get the wire underneath it. But we need to drill 1 more hole. The thing is, even if we're able to get the wire underneath this, we need a way to get the wire up into the cabin. So we need to drill a hole straight down through here to feed the wire through. Only problem is I cannot get the drill to fit down there to be able to drill the hole. So I think we're just gonna drill the hole by hand, very slowly. Update, never mind, my brother had a smaller drill. Thank God. And would you look at that, we have a hole that we can feed a wire through. Okay, come here. Let's get the wire. Okay. There we go. And plug that in now. We just need to do that 1 more time with 1 more wire. God, my car is just a mess right now. Everything is all over the place. There's not a lot of space to work in here, but I'm making it work. If anybody ever tells you that you need a garage to be able to do car work, they're fucking lying. Anyway, let's go run a black wire. And look at that, we had enough wire left over. Now we're just gonna connect this here, these 2 wires to this one right there. I know that this looks super messy and there's wires everywhere. We will clean this up later. It's cold and snowing right now. I just want to get this done as soon as possible. Right now, the only objective is to just make it work. Okay, got the black wires fed in. Let's pull them through. Okay, now we feed it under the carpet and pull it into the console. And we take the wire and we pop it in the other side of the cigarette port. Like that. Now for the moment of truth, we test if it works. Let's plug this in. And hey, look at that. We have power to the cigarette port. This is rated for enough energy to be able to power a gaming computer. So I could set a heater up here. I can't put a microwave. It's not strong enough for a microwave, but you could play games. You could do basically all of my electrical needs can be maintained with this 1 socket right here. Again, I know that a lot of this stuff is messy and it's not very clean, but I can worry about aesthetics later. Right now, I just need to make sure that everything works. Okay, there we go. Now that both cigarette ports are working, you can see the light on there. You can see the light on there. And it doesn't interfere with my actual console at all. The next thing we got to do is actually clean up. I've got tools all over the place. Broken wire, connectors. Fuck, it's filthy in here. won't lie, today actually fucking sucked. I think all of the electrical work is done though, so I've got all of my tools down there. I've got all of the trash right here. We are almost back to being clean. The trunk is still a mess. The wires are still a mess. Tomorrow we're gonna clean everything up and make it all, we're gonna use zip ties. We're gonna make it look all professionally done. Right now, I have power. I have the light set up. I have heated seats. I'm good. Good night, everybody. Oh shit, I just looked outside. It's starting to snow really bad. Fuck.